Welcome! In this tutorial we're going to install PHP on Windows 2003 running IIS. We'll be using Windows 2003 Standard with Service Pack 2, Internet Information Server 6, and the version of PHP we'll install is 5.2.5. So, if you're ready, here we go. We're going to install PHP on Windows 2003 with IIS6. This installation of Windows 2003 is standard and it's fairly fresh. I've got a few shortcuts on the desktop. Most notably would be IIS, a shortcut to CINetpub www that has a simple default HTML in it, and a shortcut that opens IE with localhost. And I'm going to assume for the purpose of the tutorial that you can do this much. And there's a simple little test page that just tells me that everything's working. So the first thing we need to do is download PHP. So we go to www.php.net, and towards the top left you'll see there's a download link. And we want to download the Windows binary zip package, not the installer. And we'll get it from the first link here. And the installer just messes up too often, so it's a lot easier just to do the zip package. Now we want to go to our C drive, and we want to create a folder for PHP. I'll call it PHP5, and open into that folder and resize the window here. And then I'm going to open up the zip file I just downloaded. And we'll select all the contents of the zip file and just put it into the new folder we created. And once that's done, we want to close that out and use Explorer to go to our Windows directory. And in our Windows directory, we want to copy, from the CPHP5 directory, we want to copy php.ini-recommended into our Windows directory. And then we want to rename it simply to php.ini. Now, normally we would go into php.ini and do a lot of editing. We'll definitely need to do that if we install MySQL or just about anything else. But to get PHP running, we don't need to right now. Now we want to go into C Windows System 32, and there we are. And from our PHP5 directory, we want to take php5 ts.dll and copy that into System 32. And now we can close these out. And we open up IIS, and we expand it out, and we right-click on Websites and click Properties. And we'll click on the Home Directory tab and then Configuration down here. And in here we want to click on the Add button, and we want to browse and go to our PHP5 directory, and we want to find php5 isapi.dll. So select that, and then here in extension we want to do .php. Leave everything else as it is and click OK. And click OK again. And then go to the Documents tab and add index.php and put that up to the top so IIS will consider index.php a default page. And we want to click OK again, and now we're out of there. Next we click on the Web Service Extensions. We right click on it and click Add New Web Service Extension. And here simply type PHP. And then click the Add button, browse, and we're getting php5 isapi.dll again. Click OK. Check this to set the extension status to allowed, and click OK out. So as you see, PHP is now listed, it's got a check mark, and it's set to allowed. So now we can close this out, and we want to open up our www root folder. And here we want to create a new file. I'll edit it. And this is what we want to type in here. And what this will do is this will give us a PHP information page. And basically that tests to make sure PHP is running. So type that in and save it and rename this to index.php, which we made as our default document. And we can close this out. Now when we open up localhost, since we made index.php the highest default page, it should automatically open to that. And there it is. So now if you didn't make that your default page, you would have to type it in, obviously. Same thing. But the fact that we see this page right now tells us that PHP is installed and working perfectly. So we are done installing PHP, and I hope this was as easy for you as we tried to make it.